You struggle with on-speed angle of attack? Well, this video is going to be for you, how to achieve and maintain on-speed AOA in the F14 BU in hopes to safely bring you aboard the boat. Well, first, what is angle of attack? Put simply, the angle between your wing and the oncoming airflow. The greater the angle, if you're pulling back a lot, the more lift you'll create, however, the more drag you'll create. And there's a limit to how much you can pull. If you pull too much, you will end up stalling. An easy way to demonstrate this is simply taking a turn. As I roll the airplane, I split my lift, therefore I'm getting less lift in a turn. If I don't keep increasing my back pressure, we're going to start descending. But if I keep pulling back too aggressively to hold level without sufficient power, you'll notice our angle attack will exceed its critical limit and will start to stall. And a stall is not like your car with an engine. A stall is simply the airflow on top of the wing separating and a loss of lift. So what we want to try to achieve is the correct angle attack for landing aboard the carrier, which if my memory serves is about 15 units on the F14. It looks about like this. So how do we do that? Well, I'm going to break my technique on how to get on-speed angle attack in the F14 in some simple steps that I think you'll be able to follow. So for this tutorial, you're going to want to have your DLC or countermeasure switch bound and DLC forward and aft. This will control the direct lift control system, which is those little spoilers that can actuate. DLC forward will give you more drag and the nose will start to drop. DLC aft will put the spoilers away, you'll gain some lift and the nose will start to rise. That all will affect your AOA and nose position. You also want to make sure you have your hook mapped and your speed brakes. Okay, the first step is selecting landing mode for your HUD. This will display your E bracket, which will tell you if you're on speed AOA or not. Next, we're going to grab the hook and full speed brakes. The reason I like to use full speed brakes is because of the extra drag, you'll have a higher engine RPM, which makes the engine responsiveness a little bit better. Now grab your gear, and when you do that, the E bracket will appear at the very top of the HUD. Be sure to keep pulling back and trimming nose up to keep your airplane level. It's easier if you do it while you're level. Now the E bracket is going to start to fall towards your velocity vector, and once it gets kind of close like this, we're going to add full flap, and that's going to send the E bracket back up to the top. We're decreasing our angle attack, so the E bracket goes high. Do the same thing. Start trimming nose up. You're just going to hold level with your power reduced. Let your angle attack naturally start to increase. That E bracket is going to start working its way back down towards you. And once it's just about to touch your velocity vector, you're going to start adding a little bit of thrust right here to hold yourselves in that on-speed angle attack section. Next, if you'd like, you can add your DLC by simply clicking your DLC countermeasure button. While doing that, your spoiler will deploy a little bit, so it's going to change the shape of the wing. You might have to retrim and repower. Usually a little bit more power with a tiny trim nose up. Now we're basically level, slightly fast, need a tiny bit of nose trim up. If I wanted to descend, let's say 3 degrees, which is roughly what a carrier landing descent path glide slope is, you're just going to reduce your power just a little bit until you get roughly to the descent path you desire. We're going to put it to those solid green lines that I'm coming to right now. Then we're going to increase our power just slightly to hold us at this descent rate. Notice we're still maintaining our angle of attack. We do have our DLC deployed and we can actuate those as needed. So now you're all set up on speed angle of attack. We're behind the boat and I'm going to walk you through the landing. All we're going to simply do is get to the right position where we're going to require a 3-degree glide slope. You can see on the left that we're just reaching that perfect point now. So we're just going to take our power away, put it at the 3-degree line, re-increase just a little bit of thrust to hold us on this 3-degree line. And in theory, we can keep this 3-degree descent going all the way to the boat till touchdown. There's no flare. If I need to increase my height, I'll add a little bit of thrust, maybe some DLC aft. If I need to decrease my altitude, or if I'm getting a little high, I need to come down, I'll take some power away, maybe a little bit of DLC forward to help out. And that's just a lot of practice and time. So just tiny power movements if needed. Sometimes you need more. A little tick of the DLC right there. No flare, and we catch the 3-wire. So hopefully this video has helped you, and if it did, please leave a comment down below.